It's Time Warner Cable's local edition. I'm Brad Pomerantz. We are joined today by Steve Fazio. You know him well, I'm sure. You know his hangers. The minute you said Fazio Cleaners, it went back to my childhood. How long has Fazio Cleaners been around?
Since 1947.
Oh my God, yes. And I remember at El Camino Shopping Center, there was Fazio Cleaners, now on the west side. They're all over the place. But there's no doubt that you have taken your success with Fazio Cleaners and brought it throughout the valley in terms of your commitment to the San Fernando Valley. Talk to us about why you've been so committed to your valley.
Well, in a retail environment, basically all of your customers, particularly where we've located in the higher socioeconomic areas, Calabasas, Brentwood, Beverly Hills, Studio City, Sherman Oaks, you know, all of our customers seem to be very committed to something, whether it's their church, their synagogue, the city, and so they're always forever asking you if you'll participate in a fundraiser or if you'll support them for their Person of the Year award or what have you. And so you basically have to be, I think, connected to the city and connected to your customers.
And you're being considered as somewhat of a Person of the Year. You have been nominated for a Fernando Award, which is quite an honor. We congratulate you. You were nominated, as I understand it, because of your deep commitment to this area, the San Fernando Valley. You've been committed to public safety issues. Tell us about your commitment to public safety.
Well, my dad was very convincing, and I was not really overly interested in being his succession plan.
Okay.
However, he, for some reason, knew I was going to be his successor before I did.
Okay.
And so he kind of bribed me into this position of ultimately being his successor. But my eye was really kind of towards public safety and specifically law enforcement. So at around 18, 19 years old, you know, I had sort of this wanderlust to go into the LAPD. And so when my dad was kind of doing his thing, kind of cajoling me into the one-time family business, I kind of still had an eye every time a black and white would go by, or, you know, even sort of the Adam 12 or Dragnet.
Right, of course. We're that age.
We're all influenced by that. So I ended up being a reserve with LAPD, and I did that for 30 years, and I was very committed to that agency and enjoyed thoroughly my time with them.
But apparently Adam 12 wasn't the only show that influenced you. What about Emergency?
Well, Emergency was out there too.
Also influenced you because now you're involved in the Fire Commission.
Yeah, I'm a member of the Fire Commission, which is not something that I set out for, but was actually asked when I retired after 30 years from the LAPD in good standing. The then mayor, Villaraigosa, asked me if I'd be interested in a commission position. I said yes, thinking it was going to be probably police, which is something I had a little bit of a modicum of understanding of. And instead he said, you know, I don't have an opening there, but I do on the fire department, and they could really use some business acumen, and I think you'd be great.
And it's been a couple rocky years on the Fire Commission.
It's been some rocky.
I'm sure it's been good to have you there.
I was the only holdover to Mayor Garcetti, which I'm kind of proud of. And it's been really fascinating, though, because the mission that these people have that are on the fire department is so stellar, you know, and coming out of the sort of the business world where you're talking about cash flow, net worth, and trying to figure out how to sustain your business. These people over there are looking at saving lives, doing the right thing, making sure that they get their response times in order, you know, and they're just a stellar group of individuals.
You've also looked at children, and you were one of the founders of what's now become quite a private school, independent school in the San Fernando Valley known as Sierra Canyon. You've seen that school grow up. Yeah,
I've enjoyed it. My kids were both started there at early kindergarten. I made the mistake of the then proprietary owners by saying, hey, I'd love to be on the board if you've ever created one. And before I knew it, I was being asked to chair a board to try and extend the school from 8th grade all the way to 12th.
When did it open a high school? How long has it been?
Probably about 8 years ago or so, give or take. So we raised about $30 million and created an upper school. And our kids are now matriculated in the Ivy Leagues and their first choices, and we've got CIF championships.
Quite a basketball program. I know that personally. My nephew's involved in basketball.
There you go. There you go.
Quite a powerhouse. I actually saw them play recently, and so no doubt that program has grown. I want to congratulate you on your nomination for a Fernando Award. I grew up in the San Fernando Valley, and I know that it is quite an honor, and I'm sure you and your family are quite pleased. His name is Steve Fazio. You know him as the proprietor of Fazio Cleaners. I'm Brad Pomerantz. It's Time Warner Cable's local edition.